Welcome back to Have More Babies. I'm Stella, your host. And today we're looking at something, well, maybe not the first thing you think of for family well-being, but it's so important. It's how us parents taking care of our own health, regular checkups, how that really impacts our kids significantly.
That's right. We've been digging into some great info from Omega Pediatrics, actually,
Mm-hmm.
and it really shines a light on these connections, maybe surprising connections between our health as parents and our children's health. So we're going to talk about, why kids can be a bit more vulnerable health-wise, why those routine checkups are just so vital for us parents, and the knock-on effects for the kids, the benefits there. Also, parental stress, that's a big one, and key takeaways.
Okay, let's unpack this then. I mean, it's a given, right? As parents, our kids' well-being, that's number one. It drives pretty much everything we do every single day.
Absolutely. And if you look at the science, young children's immune systems, they're still developing,
Yeah.
still maturing, which just makes them more, well, susceptible to infections, illnesses all year round, really.
Yeah.
And that can mean, unfortunately, a lot of missed school,
Mm-hmm.
disruptions for everyone.
Oh, it's so true. And sometimes those things that seem small, minor childhood issues, they can actually signal something bigger happening underneath. The information we saw from Omega Pediatrics really hammered this home for me. Like a fever that just won't quit might be more going on, or a cough, could maybe be early childhood asthma, or even though it's rare, tuberculosis.
Right.
And what looks like just another common cold that could actually turn into pneumonia.
Yeah, even things like small cuts, skin stuff. If you don't watch them, they can get infected, become a
Yeah.
bigger deal. And the thing is, as parents, especially if you have more than one kid, you've often seen these things before, right?
Yeah.
So there's this tendency maybe to think, it's just a phase, or they'll shake it off.
Exactly. Or life's just so busy. It can be tempting to, push that doctor's visit, unless it feels like a real emergency.
It does get hectic.
Yeah.
And our own health stuff
Yeah.
often slips way down the priority list.
Yeah.
But the core message here, and it's really fundamental, to be the best parents, the
Yeah.
best caregivers we can be. We need to be healthy ourselves.
It sounds so simple, but it really is the foundation, isn't it?
It is. So let's talk about why making those regular health checkups a priority for us as parents. Why it's not just selfish, not just about us. It directly helps our kids. Tangibly.
Right. It's like looking after ourselves is looking after them.
Exactly.
So first thing, then managing our own health conditions that maybe we already know about. Seems obvious, but regular checkups, crucial for spotting and managing things like blood pressure problems, allergies,
Kidney or heart issues too, potentially catching them early.
and even something like cataracts developing early. Spotting that can make a huge difference to our quality of life later, which affects how we care for our kids.
Absolutely. And those routine tests, cholesterol, glucose levels, so important. They can flag risks we might not even feel, not until they're, well, more serious.
Yeah.
Plus, we shouldn't forget about adult immunizations, things like tetanus boosters, staying up to date, just proactively managing our health like this. It directly impacts our energy, our ability to be there for our children.
I get it. Some adults are, well, anxious about doctors. It's not exactly fun.
No.
But maybe thinking about it differently helps. Like, this is a responsible thing I'm doing for my kids, for their sake.
That's a really good way to frame it, actually. It takes some of the focus off just yourself.
Yeah.
And building on that idea of being proactive, regular checkups are also vital for genetic stuff. Understanding and managing potential genetic illnesses. These appointments can help parents see if they carry genes for conditions that, could be passed down.
Ah, okay.
And knowing that means you can start monitoring the kids earlier, managing things sooner. Makes a huge difference potentially.
That makes total sense. The Omega Pediatrics info mentioned that, if a child shows up with something that seems genetic, doctors often recommend the parents get checked first to understand the whole picture.
Exactly. And think bigger picture too, like cancer survival rates.
Yeah.
So much better now. And a huge part of that is early detection through regular screenings.
Right. So those annual physicals are genuinely important.
They really are. Same idea for eyes. Lots of eye conditions have a genetic link, which is why regular vision checks are recommended. And crucially, if you as a parent notice any vision issues in your kids, especially when they're young, those formative years, get them to an eye doctor. Promptly. It really is all connected, isn't it?
Wow.
And another thing about parents getting checkups, it keeps us in the loop about immunizations.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
Not just the kids' shots, but vaccines available that protect us and therefore protect them too.
That's a great point. It's not just about the pediatric schedule and, beyond our own physical health stuff and
Yeah.
these appointments. They're actually a good chance to talk about the kids. Oh, how so?
Well, you're already there with a medical professional. You can use that time to ask about your child's development growth milestones, bring up any little worries you might have, get some expert advice early on.
Ah, I see. So you can kind of leverage your own appointment time.
Exactly. Which leads naturally to the next point, which is getting that professional guidance. During our own checkups, doctors can give us the latest info on kids' health too. Things like nutrition, preventing illnesses, physical activity needs, safety concerns for their age.
Right. And that helps us make better decisions, more informed ones,
Yeah,
and helps us know when to schedule those well-child visits properly too.
totally. It empowers us. And we shouldn't forget the role model aspect either. It's huge. When kids see their parents making health a priority, taking care of themselves, it instills those habits in them from really young.
Yeah, definitely. Good eating, getting exercise, washing hands, getting enough sleep.
All of it. And the Omega Pediatrics info specifically mentioned dental visits too.
Yeah.
They recommend checkups every 6 months for adults and children. And if kids see that going to the dentist is important to us, that we make it happen, they're way more likely to value it themselves and look after their own teeth.
It really does start with us setting that example, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
So all this brings up the question, are these adult checkups like actually worth the hassle, the time, the effort? Because busy parents might genuinely wonder.
Mm-hmm.
And the analogy Omega Pediatrics used, I thought it was pretty good. It's like your car. You wouldn't just skip regular maintenance if you wanted to run well, would you?
Ha. No, definitely not.
Well, our health isn't really that different.
Mm.
It needs ongoing attention throughout life.
That's a really great way to put it. Makes it relatable. And it does highlight that funny contrast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're often so good about getting the kids to all their appointments. Pediatrician, dentist, whatever.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. But our own routine checks, they often just slide.
They do. And it just underlines that preventive health care. It's not a one-off thing, not just about planning pregnancy or when kids are tiny. It's a lifelong thing. Even if you feel great, good genes, healthy generally,
Right.
doesn't mean you get a free pass on check-ins. Like the info says, staying healthy is an ongoing job. And we kind of owe it to ourselves and our families to use the medical knowledge we have. Get checked out now on that.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly to something I think every single parent listening can probably relate to. Stress.
Oh, yeah.
Parenting is amazing, it's rewarding, but let's be honest, it is stressful, especially juggling work, childcare, money worries, particularly for younger families, maybe just starting out. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really important to realize that if that stress isn't managed, if it just builds up, the consequences can go beyond just how we feel. It can really affect the whole family. There's research actually in biopsychology, neuroscience, suggesting a real link between a parent's chronic stress levels and how their child turns out, their disposition.
Wow.
Yeah, potentially increasing their risk for things like mood disorders, addiction issues, problems with attention, even some developmental conditions.
That's powerful. It really shows that our stress doesn't just stay with us.
Wow.
It can almost be mirrored in our kids, affecting their behavior, their growth, their development in ways we might not even connect.
Exactly. And that just highlights how vital it is for parents to look after their mental health too, to find ways to manage stress, seek help if needed. It's not just about us feeling better. It's about creating a healthier, more stable space for our kids to grow and thrive in.
Taking care of your head is just as important as taking care of your body, for your kids' sake.
Absolutely crucial.
So bringing this all together then, what's the main takeaway, the key message we want you listening to hold on to?
It really boils down to this, I think. Healthy parents. They're like the bedrock of a healthy young generation. Kids are sponges, right? They watch us, they absorb so much. As Omega Pediatrics put it, they kind of absorb our overall disposition. And that includes our health, our well-being.
It's so true. Our kids need us. They need us healthy, physically and mentally, so we can actually be there for them, give them the care, the support they need, give them the best possible start for their own healthy future.
Absolutely. So prioritizing your own health, making time for those regular checkups, it isn't selfish. It's actually a really proactive, really essential way to look after your children's health and their future.
So as you've been listening today, maybe just take a second. Think about your own health checkup situation. When was your last routine visit? And we really strongly encourage you, go visit Omega Pediatrics at omegapediatrics.com. Honestly, they have so much more detailed information, tons of resources on children's health, well-being. It's a fantastic site.
It really is a great resource.
And hey, while you're thinking about family health, If you found this chat helpful, useful, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel too so you don't miss out on our future discussions,
Mhm.
and share this. Share it with other parents, caregivers, anyone you think might get something out of this important reminder.
Yeah, definitely. Spreading the word can make a real difference for other families.
And finally, just a little something for you to chew on. What's one small step, maybe just one tiny thing you could do today to prioritize your own health a little bit more, knowing that ripple effect it has, that positive impact on your children's future?
Definitely food for thought. Well, thanks for digging into this with us today. It's important stuff.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us on Have More Babies. We really appreciate you listening. We'll catch you next